opportunity to be here, and many years ago, I've been a resident of McAllen since 1985 in the Commissioner England's district, and returning in 1985 after having grown up in Edinburgh and spent some time away, it was nice to be someplace where I wasn't surrounded by shopping malls and so forth for the longest time. It was a quality of life decision that we made in coming back here. But I'm here also in favor of the preservation of Westside Park and the state that it's in, and also in the reopening of the Botanical Gardens through cooperation between the city and other nonprofits and the Preservation Coalition that Mr. Alger just referred to. And I can tell you a little bit about how I got here, and I would never think that I would be sitting here or standing here in alliance with so-called tree huggers. So let me tell you a little bit about my metanoia. My metanoia, or my change of mind. Notice I did not say paranoia about what's going on in the city halls. But my change of mind harkens back to a time when I went to visit a football game in Austin when I was probably about 13 years old. I hate to say how many years ago that was. And crossing over the main drag into the stadium, we crossed Waller Creek, and there was a voice crying out from the bottom of Waller Creek. And I looked down there to see the dirtiest, muddiest, scroungiest looking hippie girl that I think I had seen. And so coming from South Texas, I was full of derision for something like that. Her point in being there was to try to save the trees that were there, really magnificent cypress trees that were there in Waller Creek. They survived for a while. Whether they still survive, I really don't know. But I remember carrying away from that a feeling that I would never line up with a feeling about development and so forth, and that which maybe is why I became basically a conservative profession as an accountant and as a businessman operating my own business. And so I find it, again, unusual to be here in support of this. But opening up the paper on the day that the survey by the UTPA students and Dr. McDonald was there seemed to smack me in the face that there was some sense in preserving this place. Just as the Mayor aptly said on Tuesday night that scientific methods can be applied to municipal finance, scientific methods have been applied and can be applied in the future to the parks. But there is always an economic alternative to any resource that man can control or can put his hands around. And I think that the gardens in particular are very unique from a historical standpoint, from the recent history of their formation by concerned citizens in the area, from the regional history that they offer. They are very much what our heritage is about from years back, and also from a natural history standpoint, that they are an old-growth forest. They are very unique, and they're irreplaceable in that regard. It's kind of a relief to look at something like that in the middle of the disposable society that we live in, that we curse all the plastic bags blowing around for. Stepping inside the gardens is a little bit like walking through the wardrobe in the Chronicles of Narnia. You do come into a totally different environment. And being there once impressed upon me that I want to know more about ecosystems, and the gardens and the adjacent Westside Park offer a very unique chance for people of all ages to be trained and to get educated about ecosystems, the water filtration, air filtration, the biodiversity and the use of resources that's there. Also, we are as successful in McAllen in the future as we have been through the growth in retail and our commercial development. There will definitely be a need for places like Westside and McAllen Botanical Gardens to be able to escape the noise that is inevitably going to bring, as I experienced when I lived in Houston. Westside Park, I find, is really unique by its size and its design. It's hard to go out and realize you can go out there and be on one side of the park and there can be 4 baseball games and 2 soccer games going on the south side, and one doesn't even really realize that that's occurring. As I said, as we grow, we will become a busier town, a more commercial town, which is all well and good for a lot of interest. But I ask that the city government step forward in this time of